guys, Infinite here again for another tutorial for my week of tutorial stuff. I went through the status I made like a couple weeks ago or whatever that was basically asking you guys like what do you want to see for tutorials. Do you want to see more sound design stuff, or do you want to see just like anything else production related? There are a bunch of people who asked, you know, for like arrangement and song structure, stuff like that. So I figured I'll do one of those because it's a pretty easy topic to cover, and if you're needing help with like how to structure your tune, this will probably help. I've got Bring That open again just because it's pretty standard like structure for me. I pretty much use the exact same structure every tune because I'm a bit lazy, I guess, or it's just simple. I just like to keep it simple. So if you have like zero musical knowledge, kind of, basically like music works in fours. It's just like 4 beats, kind of. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you wouldn't have an intro that's like 7 bars or like 21 bars or something, because it just like it wouldn't make sense musically. You'll know what I mean if you like try to make an intro with 21 bars or whatever. You'll be like, that sounds off. But basically what I'll do for every tune, I'm really like OCD with my my sessions and stuff, so I put little labels here like intro, full intro, breakdown, drop, section 1, 2, 3, and then the same for the outro. I'll basically, the main thing, like as dumbed down as you can get, is you'll have intro, drop, breakdown, drop, outro. And again, this isn't the right way to structure a tune. This is how I do it pretty much every single time. And yeah, so I'll usually, most of my tunes are, actually I guess pretty much all of them, will be a 32 bar intro. So like a lot of people say, like, all dubstep songs drop at 54 seconds, and it's like, it's not really a coincidence. That's just how long it takes 32 bars to pass at 140 BPM. So I'm pretty sure every program, whatever you're in, will have little numbers up here, for like what bar you're at. So the way I do it, I'll usually go like 8 bars of just like an intro, the one synth or whatever, like I've gotten Bring That, so I have 8 bars of just this. And then, I've got this little sweep, and then as soon as the 9th bar starts, I've got this, like my, what I've called full intro here. This way, like, the drums come in. So I've got that, and that'll go for 9 bars. And then I've got at, like, the end of 16 bars, 17th, it's the same, just with varied drums, like more kicks, more hats, just a bit of variation. So yeah, so I'll have that going, like my intro-ish, till the end of 24 bars, where I'll have what I'm calling the breakdown, which is basically breakdown build-up. I'll stop the drums and whatever, I'll cut out like the backing stuff, and it'll be just, like the one synth playing the melody, like some sweeps here, the main riser going up, then I've got a little build-up thing going on here. So from from like the 25th bar to the end of 32, so like this is 8 bars right here, the breakdown section, it'll just sound like this. So like the beat's broken down, and then it'll start building up here. And there you go, that's the whole 32 bars of the intro. And so drop section 1. I don't even mean to do this intentionally every time, but it just kind of happens. Oh, big, I got an email. But I'll have it so, like when I drop section 1, as you can see, it's bigger than drop section 2. There should be like a drop section 4 here, because it's a variation. But the initial thing I'll have at the drop, it'll be kind of like a not simple, but just kind of like fat hits with a couple stuff, like to get people moving, that can just, you can kind of just rage right away, you know, whatever, when you drop it into club. So I have this for excuse me, for 16 bars of drop section 1, so it just sounds like, it's kind of this, the initial drop, you know. And then that'll basically just repeat from, you know, right here. It's basically the same for right here. So 16 bars of drop section 1, and then right here I've just got a little segue at the end, right here. So instead of just the synths playing, it sounds like just got the sample in there, like. And then, yeah, that vocal sample that hits right at the start of the 49th bar is my drop section 2, and I've just got that going for 9 bars instead of 16. Because if I just have like 16 bar section, 16 bar section, it's going to get boring after a while. So this second section, it's like not a huge difference from the first one. Like, it sounds different, there's different synths going on. You can still like move to it. It's just kind of, it's variation, you know? And then that'll just repeat again. So drop section 2 is 9 bars. And then drop section 3. In this tune, I changed up quite a bit. I kind of added like a swing to my drums. Changed the rate of like the LFO that's going. So it goes from just like a standard like kick snare beat to like there's a little bit of a swing to the drums. Like, you'll see what I mean when it goes to here. Just like the drums, yeah, it sounds different. Like, you know what I mean. But add a little synth behind it, so it's different. Like introducing a new element to the drop gives it a little bit of variation, which is good. And yeah, so I'll have the first drop section 3 go for another 9 bars, or 8 bars, sorry. And then this should be drop section 4, but whatever. It's just like a variation on the previous section. Sounds like this. I find if you're stuck for like variation, you can take like the pattern you had before and just like remove some of the notes, whatever. Give it a little bit of like space for a little silence or whatever, and then you can add, you know, little vocal samples or little stabs or little effects, or, you know, a couple lead notes in there. And then, so yeah, I have this going for 8 bars. And then, yeah, that's the first half of my tune. Then I got the breakdown again. Basically what I'll do for a breakdown is I usually like my breakdowns to be 16 bars, you know, so it's like 27 seconds or whatever. So you've got enough time to chill. If you listen to the whole song, it's not like right away it's a drop again. You can kind of chill, just beef it, and then the second drop will come in. I'll just copy and paste like 6 or 8 bars of the intro of just like the synth, you know, with some backing. Like you can see right here, I've got the backing synths that I have in the intro sound like this, along with this guy, and then it's just that for 8 bars, just those guys, you know, sweeps, and then the build up, the breakdown from the first drop, it's right here, will just be right here, and then it'll build up to the second drop. Second drop, basically the exact same as the first for this tune. A lot of people, there's like a big thing that's like, oh, if you don't make your second drop different, you're lazy or whatever, and I guess to an extent, like, I guess you're lazy, you're not writing an entirely new drop, but the way I look at it is, like, if I'm playing my tune out, or if anyone else is playing my tune out, like, you're more than likely going to mix it out before the second drop anyways, and if you're listening to my tune just on your iPod or whatever, if you're like if you're like me and you have ADD, like, you rarely get to the second drop of a tune anyways. So rather than writing something completely new, I'll rearrange my sections. Like, this section was section 2 and drop 1. You know, I've made section 2 from drop 1, the initial section for here. And I've just changed the order, really. And I think it gives it enough variation that it still sounds good. And I just think, like, I could either write an entirely different second drop for a tune that, you know, most people aren't going to hear the second drop, or I could start writing a new tune, or I could, you know, do tutorials like this, or I could be doing, like, eating a fat steak or something. So it just makes sense to me, you know, make it solid. Yeah, and then outro, I'll make those pretty much the same, you know, like, anywhere from, like, 16 bars to, I think I've made one intro that was, like, a full 32. This is 24 bars. You know, I'll just have the, again, copied from the intro, just the synth going. And I have that play for 16 bars. And then it just goes to this for 8 bars. So yeah, that's pretty much it for how I do my arrangements. Pretty standard for every tune. Hopefully that kind of helps you. Yeah, thanks again for watching, and expect more stuff later this week. Peace, guys.